tell us shit they never have.
No, they don't tell us anything, no.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly it, because earlier in the week, we're like, oh, no, it's fine. If this was September, he would be playing. And then not only like 3 days later is he still not playing, but he's on the DL. And I don't know, has he even ever been on the DL?
I don't know, actually. I don't think so. If it was, it's something quick early on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of...
He needs to hurry up. His leadoff spot's getting taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I think honestly, I think it's just been a nagging injury that they've been trying not to go out there and put it on, like put him on the DL. I think they've been trying just to, hey, take 2 days off, take 3 days off, take a day off. And I think now they're finally getting to the point where she's like, all right, like we got to shut him down for like a couple weeks, 1 or 2.
Well, it's like, because he's pushing throughout the week.
Exactly.
So he's pushing throughout the week to try to play the next day.
Oh,
this is basically telling him to shut it down for 5 days and let's just see how it looks.
Also, Mookie Betts went on the DL for a concussion in 2015.
Okay. Oh, I remember that. That's when he went over the wall.
Yes, he went over the wall and they called up Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So do you guys think this is a Red Sox thing? You know, like they're doing it and Mookie wants to play, or...
I don't see any other organizations having a problem like with the players like this.
The Mets.
Yeah, besides the Mets.
The Mets are a dumpster fire. It's so bad. I mean, I think this is just the Red Sox being careful, and I think this is Betts saying, I want to play, I'm good, and them saying, listen, you're good, but you're not great, and we want you to be great because we need you because you're the best player in the league right now.
Which I'm okay with it, honestly. Like,
Me too.
I would like him if Mookie Betts at 100% is as good as any baseball player in the league.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, his numbers were fine. He was This came out of nowhere, and he was playing great up until it. And then to sit him out during the Astros series, where you would think you would want all hands on deck, there's a lot of red flags here that just don't make a lot of sense to me.
What, you don't think he's hurt?
Oh, no, I definitely think he's hurt. But, I mean, I don't think they're being very transparent here with what exactly it is. And, I mean, it was from a swing in batting practice.
Hey, I mean that he's been kind of banged up all year if you think about it. He messed up his ankle going back on a fly ball. He tweaked something else early in the year as well. And now, he swings through something in practice, and it's the little things. I mean, honestly, when you have all those little things happen, something like a swing can honestly set you off. You look at JD Martinez tonight, a hard swing the wrong way with a couple little lingering things can get you going and just put you on the DL.
Well, think about all the stuff that's happened to him on the base path, too. I
Yeah,
mean, there's been countless. I mean, the Orioles series where he takes a shin guard to the face, stuff like that.
He
might be wear and tear, too.
Well, I mean, he's on the DL, so it's really, really perplexing to me. And I was sarcastic when I did this, and unfortunately, a lot of people took it seriously. When I tweeted out, a conspiracy theory, I'm like, well, what if Hanley and Mookie got into a tussle? And that's why Hanley was, because that came out of nowhere, too. I mean, we all shit our pants when that news broke. But
that was the best news all year.
And that was only 2 days later he's got the issue. So I'm not saying that happened. There's probably a 1% chance, if that, that happened. But
yeah, that didn't happen. But, I mean, the tweet itself was funny. But I just think that
they have to know when you tweet conspiracy theory that you're not serious.
Yeah, that's why they're called conspiracy theories.
I don't...
Like, they're new followers.
Yeah, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I just tweet whatever. There's this one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he DMs me and chastises me about all of my Mookie hate. He's like, it's basically like, shame on you for saying this about Mookie. And I'm like, dude, I'm just on here to give angles, and I haven't made any formal charges yet. And, I don't know what I believe. It's a weird situation, as I've been pointing out these last few minutes. But it's just insane how fanatical Red Sox fans are. And I got in probably even bigger trouble on another tweet where I said, is this him getting sat out of games, he wasn't quite on the DL at this point, but I'm like, is this to help the Red Sox win a World Series, or is it Mookie, being super cautious because he's trying to protect his investment, for free agency coming up? Because if it were the latter, and I'm not saying it is, I'm not even halfway to believing that yet. But if it is, I mean, I would go ballistic over that because I care about now in the next 2 years. So if it were to ever come out. But the sick thing is there's probably a faction of Red Sox Nation that would be okay with even that, and that's what drives me nuts about Red Sox fans.
I mean, I don't think that that's what he's doing, obviously. And
he's too competitive for that shit.
I think so, too. But even in that, like, he could, quote unquote, I mean, knock on wood, whatever. He could break his leg tomorrow, and he'll still get $200 million in free agency. Like, that's not going to affect his free agency, draw. He's not a 1 year, flash type of player, fluky player. It's not like a Sandy or a JBJ. He's been doing this, getting better every single year.
He's a generational talent for sure.
He really is. I mean, his market value right now is $30 million.
At least
he's getting paid right now.
At least,
that's his whatever sports tax, whatever the algorithm is. They're saying he should be 8 years, $236 million. That's like
there's
just
not
under
5 people in this league that I would pay more than him.
No, the comparable players are Cabrera, Altuve, Cespedes, and Trout with their contracts and with their value. Cabrera, when he signed that, Triple Crown. Altuve, one of the best hitters of all time, like straight up just hitters. Mike Trout, probably going to be a top 5 baseball player ever. Yeah, he's unbelievable. And then you have Cespedes, who can just mash.
Altuve took a discount too, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did. He could have got $200 million.
Like we talked about. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's just kind of caught me off guard, and we're not really paying for it. We swept Toronto. We took 2 out of 4 against the Astros, so we got some softer series coming up, with Detroit and then Chicago. So
we'll be okay for now. I think the person that really needs to be worried about his contract and his body and all that fun stuff is Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah, the Red Sox are botching him completely because I guess we'll get into it more later, but Stephen Wright's going to make a start on Tuesday, as Dave and I were talking about before we came on, but then I was surprised to see 2 days after that Pomeranz is still making a start. So that's kind of confusing to me, and he's a guy who tops out at 170 innings per year. So, and we're killing him. We're killing any value we hope to get from him later on in the year by just throwing him into the Shark Tank while his mechanics are so screwed up. I'd put him in the bullpen, or do whatever, or just a phantom DL stint and let him work on some stuff and then bring him back.
Yeah, I think it's got to be phantom DL because you really want this guy coming out of the bullpen.
Well, he'd only be our 5th starting pitcher in the bullpen, but so that probably does make the most sense.
It's just because he struggles so much the first 2 innings. I mean, you would have him in the bullpen in the 6th inning. He's going to give up moonshots and
right.
We're already down or tied.
It would have to be for mop-up duty, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing, though. He's so consistent at being so bad in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, that's his – man, he's really good at that.
Takes his team out of games. It's the problem.
And he plays it cool at the end, and, nobody gives him any shit for his interviews. He's, he should be, the press secretary for a president.
Seriously.
The media would just be like, all right. We're going to bomb them on Tuesday, and, that's fine. And
all they remember is the last couple innings. It's like, oh, he looked good in the end.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So bad in the beginning.
It's the Clay Buchholz situation.
Yeah. Who's pitching very well right now.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Isn't it exciting?
You know what? Well, good for him, first off. But the thing about Cladro there is that he's benefiting from a smart manager who's playing him against shit teams. His 3 starts have been against bad teams. They've been against the Mets, Oakland when they were struggling, Flash, they struggled. They'll win 7 in a row and lose 7 in a row. They're like the Rays. And then their most recent start, he's against someone bad as well, and he's benefiting from that. And good on Lovello for knowing what to do with his guys.
Still better than Pomeranz too, who still can't pitch against bad teams. But and I think the Diamondbacks are just happy with what they're getting from him because Robbie Ray, who in my opinion is really their ace, a lot of people would assume it was Greinke, but Ray was by far their best pitcher last season. And
Ray's been good, and then Corbin was great. Was last year too, and Corbin now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Taijuan Walker went on the DL for Tommy John.
I like Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, I mean, he was starting to really, break out last year, and I was kind of surprised. And I saw the start that he got pulled out, and he was favoring his shoulder more than anything. And I was surprised to hear that it was Tommy John that he was going to have after that. So, but, if Ray comes back healthy, he's out with an oblique right now, and, Greinke, kind of turns it around. Yeah.
Greinke he's good for one every, 4 or 5 years now?
Yep.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they retook the lead, so. And, like you were saying, Dave, I'm a big Torey Lovello guy. I wish he was managing the Red Sox right now, to be honest with you.
He should have been our manager. We should have done the ball, fired Farrell, and kept Lovello because I love Alex Cora, but Cora would have been somewhere else, and we would have been just fine with Lovello.
Yeah.
If you don't like Lovello, you don't like baseball. He's just that baseball savvy.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's a non-flashy Cora, is what he is.
Well, even when he was managing the Red Sox, he was the National League manager in the AL. That's just how he played everything.
Yeah, he was. He's smart. His IQ is up there, and I mean, look what he's done with Arizona. And I mean, they're in first place now.
Yeah, they're struggling Paul Goldschmidt.
I think he's a watered down Joe Madden, really.
Don't say that because Joe Madden is such a douche and so not. I fucking hate Joe Madden. He's not good. He's just not good. He just throws shit at the wall.
I like him. He nearly blew that World Series though, and Francona outmanaged the shit out of him. But
he blew the one in 08 as well.
Did he? I didn't watch too much of that one.
He fucked that one too. I mean, the guy sucked in Tampa for like a decade, and then he's like, oh, you know what, I'm going to throw 9 guys on the right side of the field against Ortiz, see if that works. It works because Tampa Bay's 30 and 100, and then they go out there and now everyone does it, and there he is, he's wacky, he's got these crazy things, and then he makes it to one World Series because he finally got everybody to pan out. David Price, Longoria, he's got big games, James Shield, he's got everybody there. The Red Sox are hurt, he gets to the World Series, blows it, and then they go right back in the dumpster. And then he goes to Chicago. He's zany again. He's Joe Madden, Joe Cool, laughing, swearing. I fucking hate that guy. He's a bag of dicks.
No, come on. I hate him too. I'd probably kill myself if I had to go camping with a guy. But, I mean, come on. 3 straight NLCS appearances. And granted, he only won one of them, but he got there 3 times. And
yeah, he got swept in one of them. And when he played I know what you're saying. He made it there. He did it. But, I mean, so did John Farrell.
Not to the ALCS.
No, but he won the World Series.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think Madden's kind of a smart guy. I like how he'll try certain things. You could say he's just throwing stuff up against the wall, fine.
He is smart, and don't get me wrong, he is smart, but that's his problem. He tries to get too smart. He tries to himself.
I'm not.
He does things specifically to stay relevant sometimes.
Yeah, he tries to be the smartest guy in the room when there's no reason to. His ego gets in the way.
And all that's definitely true as well. But I think Lovello is a smart guy, but kind of without the ego. But it was kind of interesting to see him and Yadier Molina going at it one day.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yadi got real upset for no reason there. They said something about pointing to him and said something, I think it was.
Yeah, he swore at him or something.
Yeah,
now we know how to trigger Yachty. You just point at him.
You just point at him and just get all upset. I don't know, that was a weird situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was completely uncomfortable. Just watching it, I was uncomfortable.
I love Lovello, like you were saying, and if they would have got rid of Farrell in 2015, I know that would have been a terrible PR thing, but they did fire the general manager, so I mean,
that was the thing. One of them had